Let me ask you something. When you come in on Monday and you're not feeling real well, does anyone ever say to you, sounds like someone has a case of the Mondays?
No. No, man. I believe you get your ass kicked saying something like that, man.
And it's cool to like write something, think it sucks for a while.
Next time you meet me in Gate City.
Oh, Cody Pope. I know Cody Pope.
Oh, I see the shirt. I see it.
Our friend is Cody and we not having a good day.
Smack dab in the middle of all that.
Beautifully said, and I love that you said when you have a microphone.
And we were able to do it.
It's about you showing up.
What is your favorite comment that contributes to you? Yo, what up, world? Thank you all for tuning into another installment of Cody Central. Welcome back, welcome home, welcome for the first time. If it's your first time, every night here is a little bit different, but we're going to have ourselves a wild night nevertheless. Thank you for sharing your time with us. Let's sit back and lock in. I'm your host, Cody Pope, and this is my co-host, Danny Dimes.
What's up, everyone? As always, if you're tuned in from YouTube, thank you. And please make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and drop a comment to help us get the word and take some giant steps. If you're watching from Facebook live stream, thank you as well. And please like the video, drop a comment, and share this to your page right now or share it with some friends so we all can kick it tonight.
Yeah, big shout out to everybody in the chat already. This is dope. So without further ado, we're doing things a little differently tonight. Usually we'd be yapping at the top of the episode, but we got a special guest tonight. We got a limited amount of time, and we got some awesome questions for him. I know that's why a lot of you guys are here tonight. So without further ado, for this week's episode, we're fortunate to have one of the hardest working artists out of New England, a hip-hop MC and producer who has collaborated with the likes of Method Man, Master Ace, Cool G Rap, and countless others. He's making a performance stop in my hometown of Nashua, New Hampshire, before embarking upon a summer European tour. Drop all your applause in the comments right now and make some noise one time for M. Dot.
Yo.
Yo.
Blessed.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Thank you so much for making time to pull up and chat with us tonight, man. I know you got daddy duties, so whenever you need to dip, you just give us the word and we'll let you free.
Yeah. No, appreciate you having me. Appreciate you doing it quick. Yeah, man. Thank you. You know, I'm proud of you. You know, I'm glad to be on the show.
Thank you, man. It's an honor for me too. So getting right into it, I know that obviously the Europe tour is probably a big deal for you. One of the other big things that's on your plate, you have the forthcoming 7th full-length album, A Notebook with No Light. And so that's available for pre-order right now. The track list is crazy. You can get all the formats available on pre-order now. What I want to ask you is, what would you say is the most important thing you hope people take away from this record in regards to the theme or the songwriting?
Wow, it's cliche to say, but that's a great question. I'm not prepared for that. Yeah. I guess what I always hope is that people see that where the goal is that each project, whether tries to get better, and each project is quality. That's so important to me, that people see the development and like the growth of the music, and that's like, to me, there's nothing more important. Like, the music will connect with people one way or the other, meaning like some songs, I was reading something yesterday, you never know what songs touch certain people, you know what I mean? Like, so a song that you might not necessarily put in your favorite songs that they might love, even a song that you're like, oh, this is just whatever, and that song connected with them because they could relate to it. But the biggest thing is I hope that people genuinely see that these projects are going up. We're not plateauing. I feel like 5, maybe 6 years ago, I found like a really nice pocket of sound, and I'm kind of running with it, you know, like with just like finding like something where like when I was first coming up, when I was emceeing, and I actually saw an episode of Kid Rock talking about with Eminem about this, where he was like, you know, Eminem was like, ba 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 ba, and Kid Rock was like, you know, slow it down a little bit, you know. And I used to always think like, hey, I need to be the most lyrical, which I still care about. I still care about syllables. I still care about concepts. I don't want to do. It's like in me not to like. I can't do. I'm not saying I'm against it, but it's difficult for me to write one-word rhymes. I want to write something creative while also saying something.
Yeah.
And it's like a curse, you know, because I'm writing for rappers a lot of the time. But then I started to slow it down, and like I started to develop a voice, which my voice became stronger. I always remember Tupac on early, not comparing myself to Tupac, but I remember hearing his early music and being like, his voice was so thin. Not like thin, like in a bad way, but it developed and it was so like raspy and thick as it got older. And then I think of like when I listen to music back in the day, I'd be like, how come, you know, this song has so many listeners and so much fanfare when the dude's not saying much? And it's because the voice was an instrument. I finally feel like I found my pocket of sound. You know, I was with Crumb Snatcher yesterday, and I got a story about him too, like a bunch, you know, about this whole full circle thing. But like, not to drag this on, but I really wanted to say this. Like, I finally found like a pocket. Like, you know, like I listen to old stuff, and like a lot of things, you know, the content's there, the lyrics are there, the flow might be there, you know what I mean? Like, or I might be flexing on like a fast flow. But like anybody, like anything, like a tool, you can become great at that trade if you work hard at it. But to say something and to slow it down with it hearing every word, that's vulnerability, you know? And I feel like that's really difficult. And so I want people to see the development in my sound, you know, and staying true to good music, not trying to do something different, but also not just falling into the lane of like every song boom bap, but like not trying to step completely out of my lane where it's like abstract, where it's that's good to step out, but where it's not like, you know, where it's just trying too hard to be different, you know, evolve.
Yeah. So I have to ask you this. Danny had a question, but I just cut him off. So the theme for the new album is based in kind of like a noir film kind of aesthetic. And so you know I'm a huge movie buff, and if you now you know. So I got to ask, what was the inspiration behind that?
Man, that I can tell you is like not specifically the album, because like the writing, not every song is like made for that film. You know what I mean? It's just like I wanted the theme work of the art and like the darker tones of some of the songs to fit that film noir, that melodic, you know, that like thriller drama type, you know, movie down a, you know, take down a gumshoe down a dark alley. You know what I mean? Where it's like, my favorite, and it wasn't like necessarily the inspiration, one of my favorites of that genre is Polanski's Chinatown. Chinatown's fantastic.
Legendary.
And I'm like I'm a movie buff too. Like, and it takes a lot for me to sit through a whole movie. Like, it has to be like nowadays we can talk movies too, but I haven't, like, it's very difficult. I can't sit through a whole movie because of the access of the phone, which I think is a detriment too. I'm always like, oh, I'm going to send an email. Oh, I'm going to book a show. Oh, I'm going to send a track list. Oh, I'm going to write to the Boston Globe. Like, I want to be active. And if the movie's not keeping my attention, it's like, I think it's not good enough. In my genuine opinion, like not Pulp Fiction, yeah, but like Quentin Tarantino, he can have dialogue from Britain in the 1600s, and it keeps my attention. How does he do that? Like that's insane. It's the care to detail, I think, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's shown when you have care to detail. Go ahead.
No, you're definitely right about that. We have this very much this like dual screen thing now, where it's like, as a society, we're just acclimated to having two screens up all the time.
Yeah,
so it's an exercise to like put the phone, like if I'm watching movies at home, I gotta like put the phone on the charger on like the opposite side of the room. Otherwise, I'm doing the same shit.
Yes.
It's like, let me start a Google Doc here. Let me look something up. Like,
I tell you, I watched Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to be productive, and that's a whole nother topic. Like, it's like a sickness, you know. Me and my girl, when we first started dating, we've been together 14 years. We first started dating. I used to go to the basement in my mom's crib at her house, like, cause like that first year or two, my studio was at her house, and like I would go and be like, hey, I'm gonna spend an hour sending out emails, going on whatever MySpace, whatever it was, do all my music stuff, and then I'll come back and we'll go, you know, do the rest of our day, go out, and like that was the phone, that hour and a half, like that's, so I haven't even talked about that much. Like that shift really happened, you know what I mean? Like where like the emails, I mean, it was probably 14 years ago, like right when that shift started to change. Like I would have to go on a computer to do all that, you know, send out emails, send songs. I mean, I didn't have an iPhone till, brother, you want to know the craziest thing? I've toured Europe. This will be my 18th tour. I'd have to look for the quote to the number, but like I didn't have an iPhone for the first maybe 4 or 5, maybe 6 tours. So like, and iPhones were out. I would take an iPod. I would take an iPod because I refused to switch because I knew it would take over my life. And I had a flip phone. So in Europe, I wouldn't be able to do anything on a flip phone. But the iPod, I could do FaceTime, and I could do emails, and I could do internet because the iPod was an iPhone. Yo, so I would do, so like I didn't need a phone when I was there. Like I still FaceTime my girl off the iPod because you have an iCloud login, you know?
Dude, that's wild. I didn't even think. I thought you were going to hit me with like the BlackBerry or something.
No, I didn't even have a BlackBerry. So like that, man, I could go on for days. But like, so I finally switched. Now I'm on that hamster wheel. Now I'm looking on the phone 24/7. You know, I'm like, you know, what else can I do? What else can I do? What else can I do? You know?
There's like a guilt, I feel. I don't know about you, but for me, there's like a guilt to spending more downtime than like, oh, I could be doing this right now. Like I have the time to do this, so why am I not doing it? And it's like, no, you got to give yourself time to breathe. But it's just like you never get over that guilt of like if I don't send this email tonight, do I miss this opportunity?
Yes. And but I also feel like it's like a poison. Like it's like I'm sucked in. And I see it with my daughter. One of my I have 4 kids. My daughter's 9. My second to last. And she was on the iPad and she was like less like focused, and she was like, it was like a robot. We couldn't get her out of the house to go to soccer. We didn't do the iPad for like almost 5-6 months, and she was like a different kid. And then we reintroduced the iPad. Like we weren't like withholding, like, oh, like we were just like we kind of pulled it back because then she'd be like, I need it. It was like a drug, you know, like, and we were like, so, but like, you know, her soccer, her school, everything improved because she was like, we weren't having to drag her to get her out of the house to go somewhere because she wasn't sucked into the screen. I could go on for days about that. And we have songs, me and High Tech, which is just crazy because like saying that out loud, I did a record with High Tech like 10 years ago. 10 years ago now. It's crazy. And like High Tech's one of my favorites. He's always dope, man. Always. If you look at his old stuff. Me and High Tech did a song called Days Are All the Same, where I was talking about this, not like I was ahead of the time, but I'm saying I was talking about us being trapped in our phones, which, you know, is a common topic, obviously. But like back then, it was like the days are all the same. We're like, you know, like, you know, we're just on that hamster wheel. We're like, you know, hey, who's this chick on Instagram, like, you know, who has implants and blah blah blah, like, you know, like or who's this guy with muscles, like how can I, you know, like we're looking at that and fixating on that, on that's what we're supposed to be, and it causes depression for kids because they don't realize that that's not real. There's filters. That person, you don't know their journey. You don't know what they did. You know what I'm trying to say? It's not like you're seeing the real progression. Now with AI, forget about it, Doug. Now, even saying this out loud is crazy, you know?
It really is, dude. It's like you'd be amazed at how often people come up to me and show me like music or something, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, so I like put this in an AI prompt," and it's like I just do like, no, like I'm like,
yeah,
you know, it's like it's just like you can't shortcut these things.
Yeah, I think of the scene all the time in Fifth Element, since you're a movie guy, and he's like, the robot saves his life, you know. I mean, the robot can't save his life, and the guy saves his life, you know. So I think there's something to that. You know, like Gary Oldman's talking about like how all these machines, he doesn't need anybody. And the guy starts choking and the priest comes over. I think it's Ian Holmes. Wow, I'm on fire. The dude from Alien. You ever see Alien? One of my favorites, Ridley Scott. He goes and saves him because the robot can't. You know, all you need is a tap on the back, you know?
Straight up. Oh my God, we gotta get you on our movie podcast too.
That's what I'm like.
I would love that.
We're setting up episodes of Film Club right here. Like,
I know I keep trying so hard not to veer because I'm like, oh shit, let me ask.
No, it's
well
good to talk
change
about
the title
other
of this
stuff.
episode.
It's good to talk about other stuff too, man. That's why I think podcasts are so vital, that people like, you're seeing the real person, you know? Like, I wasn't meant for Instagram, I was meant for in person. I don't know how they do it. Like, meaning like we have, you know, great posts, but I am always like, nah, like I want to edit the video more. Nah, I want to do this more because I want to present the product. But what I see is, which I can't do, I don't care what anybody says. If I see people like they're taping everything, you're taping playing poker at the casino. How are you enjoying it if you're holding the phone? I don't personally. I can't do it. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I tried.
Yeah.
I've tried, and I feel it doesn't feel natural. You know what I'm saying? Like, so,
it's
like
weird.
I'm a person where in person is where I get all my stripes. You know, like and I build relationships, and I have places to stay in all these countries because of my friendships. I'm not saying that I have plenty of flaws, but like just my ability to like speak and talk to people and be affable and naturally, you know, like relatable or happy, you know, or gregarious, whatever. I'm not trying to drop big words, but you understand, you know.
I've always said that I can't get the job interview on paper, but I'll get the job if you talk to me.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
I won't get it on paper, but talk to me, and you're going to be the one asking me to come do the job for you.
Yeah.
After you do talk to me, you're going to want me to do the job. But if you read my application, my resume, you're going to go, well, I don't want to talk to this dude.
Yeah.
But if you talk to me, it's on, bro. I got it. I got it locked in if we talk. But if you got to trust in my paperwork, like my writing skills, yo, I ain't a writer, bro. That's as simple as that. So
I think it's so vital. Like I used to tell Rev, get me in a room with people. You know what I mean? We'll win them over if they're good and if they're sincere. Usually, if a lot of these dudes, if they're not who they really are, it's like roaches. You put the lights on, they run away. That energy, they don't want to be around because they're exposed. You know, I come right in and I'm like, these, you know, this is my vulnerabilities. And that's so uncomfortable for other people. My girl always talks about that, you know? And I'm not saying I'm like better. I just meant that I enjoy who I am, you know? Like, I'm not afraid to like be like, yo, I don't kill people. I don't sell crack, you know? Like, and we're not saying that we haven't been around stuff. I've been around stuff my whole life. We didn't grow up in a fucking farm with horses. You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want to, at 43, almost 43 years old, I don't want to portray something that I don't believe in not only currently, but like as an adult that doesn't, it's not who I am, you know, to sell music.
No, it's important. I think, you know, and that's why I've always said it's like, you know, part of like even just the intro on the show is like, I really think you're one of the hardest working artists from our area. But part of that is the fact that like hard work is essentially a part of your brand, and hard work is very much like something you don't shy away from talking about and like sharing with people the challenges of overcoming some of the obstacles that you're faced with and stuff. So it's like, I think that's a tremendous like character asset to share with people, is like you could come from these situations but end up a different person.
Thank you, brother. And it's like people, like at the end of the day, I think that it's that blue collar stuff. It's so close to them, and it doesn't become something really bigger till it separates from them. Meaning, like, you're not like, wow, that's my man, look at him, until you're completely separated. When you see them all the time, or when you see them locally, or when you see them, it's just a natural thing. And it's not always even ego. It's just kind of like it's like a stage. It's a proven thing. Teddy Roosevelt, there's a book on it. And he's like, when he spoke, he would stand on boxes and stuff, because naturally when you're looking up to the person, it's not like, hey, I'm looking up, it's better. You're almost captivated by what they might say. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think that, you know, my opinion is that I personally feel like I have to work 10 times harder than anybody, because I feel like nothing we do is good enough. You know, I feel like we could do every checkbox and it's still not good enough, you know? And like, I really mean that, you know?
No, I feel that. And that was a great segue, because the next thing I wanted to ask you is kind of in the same ballpark, where, you know, like I said, one of the things that I genuinely think is the most discernible about you as an artist is your work ethic. Nobody can dismiss your output of quality, quantity, and consistency, whether it's a touring regimen or your release schedule. And so what I want to ask you in relation to that is, what do you feel like is your most important tool for time management when it comes to balancing the opportunities that you're presented with and your obligations to like life and family and all of that?
That's so good too. Every situation is different, you know, like it's, you know, like I treat every show the same, but like every situation is different, where like, you know, like if I'm gonna go on a tour, which what blows my mind to this day is the way everything always ends up. Maybe because we put it out in the air, everything ends up always working out for us to some degree, where we put out a project and we have a tour. That's crazy to me, because we don't have a major label and it's a real tour. It's not a bullshit tour. I have stories where I know artists that like pay to be on these tours. When we go to Europe,
yeah.
we get paid for every single show. And that's not saying it like I'm saying to you that we build relationships where some shows might be less money, because hey, we have a big show at a festival that's paying us a lot of money, and we'll do a tiny show for a little money. And hey, I'll stay at my boy's crib. Don't give me a hotel. Pay me more for the show. I tell people this all the time. Or like, give me. Don't pay for a train that's €200. Give me that money, and I'll buy a $10 bus that takes 7 hours instead of 2 hours. I'll ride on the bus. Every minute away from my kids, it has to be productive. So like the balance for me is like anything. You don't have to spread yourself thin. You can pick, not like that you're going to be, you know, certain things that you're better than or that you don't have to do, but like choose the things that you're going to do that's going to be fruitful. Not everything has to be, I'm getting, you know, thousands of dollars for this. No, or not everything has to be like I'm getting paid for this verse. It has to be like a good situation that makes sense. You know, is this person hungry? What is this person showing you that they're gonna do with the record? Are you gonna record it and it's just gonna sit forever, or is it gonna be something that could be fruitful for me too? It's kind of like opportunist. You know, like don't. I heard a quote. You know, use people, don't misuse people. You know what I mean? Utilize that person that a dude in Germany paid me for a feature like 2011, and it was like, you know, $300, whatever it was. I think it was actually 250, and it was for a verse. And this German producer who was a no name, everyone else he paid on the album, you know, like he paid me and I did a full song. I just liked the beat and I was happy to do it. I was happy he was giving me money for my time. Back then, Europeans producers used to give us money all the time for features. I never once posted I need money for a feature. They would reach out and say, hey, but they were burnt so many times that it's been so oversaturated that now they don't come and do it as much. And this kid, I did the whole song for. He named the album after the song. He said, thank you so much. He goes, everyone else on the album, every one of them, he goes, either sent the acapella MP3, didn't promote the song, gave one-word answers, didn't respond, only reached out to him again for, hey, can we do another paid feature? There was no relationship. This dude and me became lifetime friends. I went to his crib. He booked me shows. From him, I met Morlock Dilemma, who I toured Germany with. He's like Vinny Paz of Germany. From him, I met DJ Access, who connected me with the promoter, who connected me with another promoter who booked me for Hip Hop Camp, you know, which is like Woodstock of Czech Republic, of Europe.
Crazy.
And this producer, you know, fast forward 10 years later, he got a verse from Conway when Conway was like cheap, like $400, $500, and he held the verse and he said, I'm putting you on this. You know, you did this for me. And I'm like, yo, man, thank you, whatever. You know, like, I appreciate it. And that track we put out the same time that he put out the Eminem song. The song went viral, like viral for us. And we actually got contacted by a rock group that the producer sampled because it was Conway on it. So they're like, hey, we want money. And we were making okay money on the song, like a couple $100 a month, which on streaming's a lot. But like, they were like, they backed off when they were like, oh, you're just like a regular dude not making, you know what I mean? They saw Conway, and this is when Conway was through the roof. I have a million stories like that where I was good to this dude and it turned into this, you know, and it doesn't always have to be a feature. I'm just using an example of like that relationship was worth $1 million. Like I'm exaggerating, but that producer that I met, so the producer, I met an engineer in Germany, Census. I met a director, Arvid, in Germany. This is the guy who produced the song. The guy who engineered the song. The guy who did the cuts was Access, and the director was Arvid. Those three guys, till this day, so 2013 years ago, those guys, 14 years ago, that engineer has engineered like 3 of my albums, not a single penny, won't take money. You know, like we're just friends. Like we like, you know, I send him gifts, blah, blah, you know, like I put him on obviously publishing, all that, but he will not, he's my friend for life. Cause like I showed them the respect of like treating them as if it was a song with, you know, Wu-Tang or whoever, you know, and the director has shot every video when I go to Germany, he shoots every video, and the DJ does every show with me when I go out there. That's just one story, you know?
That's crazy. What a chain.
Be good to people. Yes, yep. and the same chain reaction with the negative stuff. Talent can only get you so far, man. You know, and I think our music, I'll put our music against anybody. And I mean that. I swear. You want to do bar shit, you want to do concepts, but that's neither here nor there. Are you a good guy? Do you work hard? Do you give a good show? Like, you know, like those are factors, you know.
That's actually kind of perfect and something I wanted to ask you about, because you have a wide scale of features on this upcoming album that you got coming out. What is the inspiration behind choosing the collabors for the songs?
To be honest, like I hate when people say to be honest. I'm always trying to be honest, but like I hate that shit. But I say it's just a natural like cliche reaction. So like a lot of it is like, it's just we keep coming with these records we have in the stash. A lot of these records we're just sitting on. Like the Method Man song I've been sitting on for 10 years, the second one. Like we just was sitting on that. The producer's his friend. And like I just wanted to have more ears, more audience, you know? So the Method Man song was like, yo, like I need to put this out. It's taking too long. You know, like we just sit, we were still putting out projects, we were still doing a ton of stuff, but how are we gonna freak this? And it's not an easy thing. You need like clearances for Spotify. Like, you know what I mean? We didn't pay Method Man, but like we had to get like his sign off to release these songs. You know what I'm saying? Or like Big Shug, that's my brother. We have a record together that we have like 26 songs. I have it on the board over here. 26 songs that we have done. And, you know, we have a project together. So me and Sugar, that was just like a no-brainer. Who else were big features? El Camino and Shayna Wa, which I didn't even know how dope or big they were. My producer in France hit me up, hired me for a verse. We did the song, and he was like, yo, I love this shit. I was like, yo, you want me to use this for my project too? And he's like, man, that would be an honor. So that's how that came up. Like, that's just the real deal. Like, I like, and now I hear Shay is like one of the dopest female MCs. And Spesh is my man. Spesh FaceTimes me. Like, I've talked to him many times through Benefit. He's Benefit's boy. But now I had no idea how big he was, bro. So these are just like kind of like, you know, like things sprinkling and like records was sitting on. You know, it's not like fully, hey, the only project I did front to back where it was like, I'm making this album was the Confidence album, Library of Sound, where he's producing the whole album, which might be my most coherent project because it's all the same producer. You know, like a lot of these are just like, hey, I'm making new music every week and this is going towards that album. You know what I mean? Like, so, and so the Shayna Wa, the El Camino, that was a feature for another album. The Method Man we were sitting on. Big Shug and I have 1 million songs for our own project, and we just did that one for my project because I did 2 for his project, and then for his next one, he has one with DJ Premier, a whole project with Primo, him and Suge. Yeah. So, but wait till you see who's producing on the me and Suge one. And then, but yeah, so that's how it came together. I don't want any features, to be real with you. Like, I want to carry projects on my own. The me and Confidence one, a Confidence and I, the only features on that were Big Suge and Royal Flush, Queen's Legend. And yo, that track was supposed to be an interlude. Confidence sent me a beat as an interlude for the album, and Suge and Flush was supposed to talk shit on it. It was supposed to be Suge, Flush, and Lord Finesse. I know you're a big Lord Finesse fan. And they just and Suge and Flush just rapped on it. You know, and Finesse was just taking a little bit, so we had Suge and, like, I just wanted them to talk shit on it. Because if you listen to the beat, it's kind of just a loop. And Confidence is, dog, when I tell you, no joke, Confidence is one of the best producers in the world. Primo loves Confidence. His chops, if you listen to the original songs, I don't even know how he chopped it. As a producer myself, I don't know how he took those pieces and made a beat, because I can't hear the original song. You know, so I swear to God, he still inspires me. So yeah, so the only features, I mean, we have a bonus track with EMS, which is just a track that was like from 10 years ago that Confidence did. And then the only other features are singers. In realness, I don't count the singers, because I consider the singer. I'm saying rap features where I'm putting other people's verses. Singers, I can't sing that good, so they need to. That making a hook is like singing and making it, you know, bigger for me. But anyways, I digress.
That's awesome. So this Friday, you're going to be performing at the Spot in Nashua, New Hampshire.
Oh, sorry, Saturday. Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday. That's right. It is Saturday. Friday.
I actually didn't know which day it was, so I'm glad you guys told me. I thought it was Saturday. I was like, yo, is it Friday?
Yeah. No, Friday I'm in Boston. Saturday I'm in Nashua with you guys.
Nice. And I'm proud of you, man. I mean that, like, you are the epitome of everything we do. And I've seen you. It's insane, the growth. Like, it's just like, even just your health. You know what I mean? Like, when I first met you, how strong you are on stage. It's so impressive, man. And dude, steel shop and steel, you know? And you have good people around you. Byron is one of my favorite people in the world, you know?
Oh, I love him.
You know, Danny Dimes, you got good people around you. And like, that's like half the battle, man. Like, having good people around you is, most of these dudes that you see up there, I wouldn't trade places with them. I'm saying local guys who you see that you think are big. I wouldn't trade places with them for $1 million sometimes. I mean that. Well, maybe $1 million. But I wouldn't trade places with them for a lot of money, because of all the inner turmoil and jealousy and anger. I'm talking about in their own circles.
Yeah.
Having good people. Rev is the most selfless human in the world. Rev from EMS, who does all the promotion and stuff. He's like a dope MC, but he just likes playing the background. Having good people around you is everything. Everything, Doug. You're a product of your environment. That's some real shit. It really is. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Friday. Yeah.
No, you're good. Nah. It's Saturday. So this Saturday, you're going to be performing at the Spot in Nashua, New Hampshire. Looks like it's going to be one of your last shows before you embark on tour.
Well, that's right.
Being that a lot of what we do is based in Nashua, and obviously ecstatic that you're coming through. Big shout out to Debo and Eastman Records for that. What has your experience been like performing in New Hampshire throughout the years? And do you have any favorite or frustrating experiences?
I love New Hampshire, man. I do. I'm actually sad how much Manchester, like, people say it's gotten better, but like how much it's like, I've seen it, like, and there's parts of, like, dude, you know, I lived in Lynn, I lived in Revere. My family, we lived in East Boston. I don't remember till I was 5. And I saw some crazy neighborhoods, but there's parts of Manchester that looks like Zombie Nation, you know, like, it's literally
real.
Like, I don't enjoy going there like I used to, you know. I used to love going out there, you know, and like, I think that Jewel is such a weird venue, like, where it's like outside of the downtown, and it's such like, it feels like a nightclub from the 80s. Even the people in there feel like they're in the 80s, you know.
It's
but like, yes, is it really?
Yes,
Oh.
that's why they have the round boots with the holes in the middle.
It makes so much sense. But so like Manchester, like, but like I fucking love Portsmouth. Like Portsmouth, we take the kids there. Dog, every cobblestone, gaslight, survived like 2 or 3 fires. We used to love the record store they had there. Is it Bullfinch?
Bull Moose.
Bull Moose. And
Yeah.
Bullfinch was actually a venue we used to perform at in Boston like 20 years ago. But so I love New Hampshire. Love New Hampshire. They have a secret hip hop little tucked away niche. I'm telling you, I don't care. No, it has a real hip hop audience, man. Diehards. They still have like, you know, the what's the one that they do with the what's the thing they do Shaskeen where they have the hip hop night.
Rap Night Manchester.
Yeah. But like it's just New Hampshire's hip hop. There's parts of New Hampshire that are more hip hop than some parts of Boston. Boston's dope, but I'm telling you, New Hampshire it's kind of like still the roots, you know, like of like wanting real hip hop, you know? Dude, the Portsmouth radio we used to go to with Craig Mosier.
Graveyard Shift. I miss that shit.
I mean, it's just like I can go down the line. I have so many good experiences. I used to perform at Millie's Tavern. I love Millie's Tavern.
That's how I met DJ Myth.
That's cool. I got stories. I met Myth at we did a show at Rocco's. Please, do you remember Rocco's?
God. Oh yeah, dude.
All right, so I didn't know if I was aging myself with that. So you remember because you're a little younger, so you were coming up a little after, but you performed at Rocco's, yeah? Or do you remember being there?
So I performed there and I used to go there. I started I won't go into the whole thing, but I started playing in bands when I was 15. That's and awesome. I started touring when I was 15 as well. So we were doing like East Coast runs and like the Midwest and all that shit. And so I was playing Rocco's and I wasn't even like old enough to get into some of these shows.
That's awesome.
And, like, I don't know if you played it, but I remember Ghostface Killa came through and I had
at Rocco's.
Yeah, he played Rocco's and I stood at the load-in door and watched from the parking lot.
No way. Rocco's, I had one of the best experiences of my life. I got to plug in my phone. I got 3% left. No, because we got to go anyway. But Rocco's was one of the best experiences I've ever had. I got a clip. Insane, man. With like the people, like it was like. So here, I'm gonna show you something. So, because I'm proud of you making your own little tour schedules. That's what I do. That's what I did. But when I say little, I don't mean little. I just mean like you're putting together shows and making. You're making it yourself. Look at this, dog. Look at this. This is 2007. You know what I mean? Like you can't probably see it from here. And this is This is 2008. There was like 100 and something shows. You know,
right?
And that's just like. But like we did that. We made like me and Core. We made the posters. You know, like kind of like, hey, this is a real tour. When it wasn't like a planned tour before the year, it was just like these are all the show dates we just keep adding. You know, and I think that's the real way. Most of these guys, hey, I'm touring. Like we did it the right way, and I'm telling you, man, if you do it like this, like you're doing, like you've done, good things will happen. It takes a long time. I tell people all the time. Actually, Nipsey Hussle said it. I can't take credit, but like most people give up right before they're gonna get there. All I've done is kept going, and I'm telling you, I've checked almost every box, you know. And I don't want to pat myself on the back or talk about everything, but like, man, I've worked with some of the people that I dreamed to work with without money, and I performed at X Games, and like you know what I mean. Like I've done stuff that I never even imagined. Been in mad TV shows, but like. At the end of the day, there's not paparazzi waiting for me when I come back from Europe. You know what I mean? Not every show I do is sold out. When I do local shows, I hope people come Saturday. You know, like, so I don't even know. So, like, that humbles me. I actually, believe it or not, it's blasphemous, but I'm not a Brady guy. I think he looks like a weirdo and he looks like a fucking clone. But like, I respect his work ethic. I'm talking about in the past, and everything was bulletin material. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. 16-0. You're not good enough. You know, like that's what I do respect. I was joking, saying like right now he looks like a fucking robot. You know, like, and I don't trust him. I don't trust. Like, I think it's a clone or Illuminati. I don't know. But I don't like him as a person. But I like the work ethic. you know, and call me
Yeah,
crazy, but I ain't
that.
fronting. When you look at him, I'm just saying, okay? It looks like a brand. Nah, I want to see people who are human. I want to see flaws. You know, I like Randy Moss, who got in trouble smoking weed and mooning people at a game. You know, like
For real.
I want to see you be, you know, a person. And I'm not saying you have to rob a bank. I'm saying just I want to see you not always be perfect, you know, and talk about it. So I'll tell you this, man. This is the best music I've ever done, ever. My voice, my sound, I think the rasp just comes after like a million shows, you know, and I'm so proud of this interview, and this is a good one, man. I want to see this after it's done and share this, and thank you all for having me. Yeah, you have any more
Thank
questions?
you so much for making time, dude.
Thank you for making time. Thanks for hanging out.
I get excited. I get excited
when you
too.
come home.
Definitely. And I know it's like it's been said, but you can do anything with hard work. Anything. Like it's not just like there's so many people that just like sit and be like, yo, I should be famous. I should have this. Nobody's giving you anything. You should have nothing. Skill only gets you so far. You know, like even work ethic only gets you so far. But if you're committed to getting better, you'll continue to grow. Like, right? You know, so
hell yeah.
You know, I've seen it with you. I've seen it with so many people, and it's a blessing because not everybody has that mindset. You know what the saddest thing is? And they talk about in Bronx Steel, wasted talent. But when you see artists, like I saw artists that I looked up to as a kid, and they've not only gotten stagnant, they've gotten worse because they don't know how to record themselves. They don't know how to mix themselves. Their quality's gone down. They haven't improved. They're still doing 1992 and not in a good way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like,
yeah, absolutely.
It's like, but then you got artists like Master Ace, and not just because I'm friends with him and we got records together. He literally is the epitome where everything he puts out is quality. Everything he puts out is so on point. He's getting better with age. His 2 careers. He was an industry artist with Juice Crew, and he had that one big industry single sitting on Chrome, and now he's literally switched to the underground. Long Hot Summer, I got it right here. Long Hot Summer is like one of my favorite albums, and he shifted to the underground.
Straight up.
Know? The water, I'd say it all the time, the water boils and makes an egg hard, makes a potato soft, that same water. Which one are you? And it's like, are you going to be Master Ace, or are you going to be, no disrespect, Keith Murray? You know, I'm sorry.
Yep.
It's just the truth.
Nah.
It's just the truth.
It is what it is.
I haven't heard a new Keith Murray song in 20 years. And I like Keith Murray. I loved Enigma. I loved his albums. But you understand what I'm saying? Like, are you going to evolve, or are you going to stay the same? You know?
Absolutely.
You know? Yeah, that's some real shit. And we got songs with Eric Sermon, so no disrespect to Keith Murray, but just telling the truth, you know?
No, I mean, I feel like you could say the same thing with Brand Nubian too, where it's like, you know, everybody could have gone on to do tremendous things, but they all had vastly different trajectories because what you're willing to do.
Grand Poobah, to this day, that's the most crazy feature I've ever had. To this day. Because the Grand Poobah is my man, because of Mighty Vic, the producer. So I'll say the last thing, because I got 1%. The Mighty Vic song that I did with Grand Poobah, Mighty Vic's my boy, that Conway song I told you about, I featured Nutso through him and Alley Oop. That's my boy. Nutso goes, I'm going to connect you with Mighty Vic. Mighty VIC is the original Beat Nuts, produced Boomerang for Big Pun. Mighty VIC is the most selfless, chill-ass, regular dude who doesn't care about like being famous or making music. He's just like, yo, here's some beats. He sent me some beats. I did a couple songs with him. We did the Cool G Rap song, Decadence. Fast forward, I had a song with Alchemist. And I couldn't put it out because we couldn't clear the clearances. Because of that Mighty Vic connection, because of the Conway shit, that Mighty Vic shit, he ended up taking the acapella from the song with Alchemist, which is one of my favorite verses I've ever done. Put it on the Poobah shit. Put it on the Mighty Vic shit. And Mighty Vic goes, yo, you know who would sound good in this? He sent it back with Poobah on it. Poobah did a verse for him because they're homies. Period. Done. And then Poobah and me did the video with the NBA Jam. All Poobah had to do was shoot in front of a wall. In 1992, there was like 9 months where Grand Poobah was the biggest rapper in hip hop. You can Google that. You know, like he was like Jay-Z. All those dudes looked up to him. But the reason I say all this is meaning that original relationship with Watson became Conway, became Mighty Vic, became Grand Poobah. I swear to God. You know?
Man, that really is a chain reaction.
And the Alchemist shit came because I had a record that I did for a Polish dude, and the Polish dude stopped making beats, and he had hired me and Helter Skelter. Like I was just a feature. And he goes, "I'm done, take this song." Sean Price passed away, and I was like, "Yo, I don't feel comfortable putting this out because I didn't have a relationship with Price like that. I don't have a relationship with Method Man like that, but at least it got approved. Method Man's alive. You know what I'm saying? Like the producer was friends with him. This one was like, I felt guilty. Like I didn't want to be like Culture Vulture. So I gave the record to my homies over with Infamous Mob or Benefit from EMS, and they gave me back the Alchemist shit. That's how that happened. You know what I'm saying? So,
man,
yo, I could go on for days. Like, think about that trickle right there. These are like some of the, yeah, you get it. But that Sean Price shit that I gave back, they gave it to Bernadette, became, you know, the Alchemist shit became the Grand Poobah shit.
Damn, that's wild.
And these aren't like, these are like, you know, like major like industry artists from like the core generation of our hip hop. But yo, thank y'all for having me.
No, thank you so much, man. Appreciate you making time for us. Make sure you guys go see M. this Saturday, June 13th at the Spot, 217 Main Street, Nashua, New Hampshire. It's $5. Doors are at like 7 or 8 o'clock. Make sure you show up on time. It's a stacked lineup. Go pre-order the new album now, A Notebook with No Light, available at M.'s Bandcamp page. Go follow him on Instagram at M.Boston. Oh my God, I love the dog. Hell yeah. Oh, thank you so much for making time, bro. I think his phone died, so we can probably pull him.
I figured it was about to.
What a I love that it pulled out on his plaque, though.
I know, that's funny.
Well, that was like a perfect way. Man, we definitely got to get him back. I still had like so many questions I want to ask, but that was awesome. That was just like full of fucking gems. Yo,
it's hard to get questions in when knowledge is getting dropped, bro.
I know, for real. So big shout out to everybody that's tapped in tonight. For one, a lot of homies from back in the day, a lot of new homies, a lot of people popped in for this one. So I appreciate everybody tuning in. We do 2 podcasts a week, so it's always nice to see the homies when we're out here doing our thing. We ran this one a little backwards, however. So what I'm going to do real quick before Danny and I both went to some crazy shows this weekend, as you could probably tell from the big ass joint behind his head.
And that's a story in itself, bro.
So real quick, let us, shout out to Ryan, we love you, bro. You just missed the interview portion of the show. M. just bounced. We had a great one though. So definitely watch it back when you get a sec. Danny and I are still going to catch up.
You usually get to do it, but this is my time. I get to drop the media this time. I got my media out this time because I was like,
oh, very well. On that note, I'm gonna run some ads real quick. We're gonna be back in like a minute, and we're gonna catch up on a bunch of stuff. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Okay, so the first thing you're gonna do is go to hellhoundpublishing.com. Go to the menu. Go find Cody Central, our show. Then you're going to scroll down and you're going to see a bunch of different donation options. Each one will have some really cool stuff that you get. Go to checkout, tell me what you want me to promote, cash out, simple as that.
Okay. 30 seconds and we'll be right back. Big thank you to our new sponsor, Mocha Pot Comedy in Manchester, New Hampshire.
Let's just start the show with a little bit of honesty. Really need this to go good.
Use code POPE10 for 10% off tickets.
These are just thoughts of mine. I'm not God, you know? I'm not.
See some of the best stand-up comedians right here in New Hampshire.
Sorry.
Use code POPE10 today for 10% off tickets and to support our show. So I did want to mention, big thank you to anybody that used our promo code to get tickets to those comedy shows that you just saw the ad for. So we mentioned a couple weeks back that we just became sponsored by Mocha Pot Comedy in Manchester. And every time you use the code POPE10 to buy tickets, you get 10% off your ticket, and we get paid a portion out of that as well as part of our sponsorship plan. And the first show, so you saw there's like 3 comedians in that ad. All of the Bo Johnson shows are now sold out. So thank you if you guys used our code to get tickets to those shows. Big shout out to Mocha Pot Comedy for selling out shows left and right. They're doing incredible stuff. And speaking of shows, before we catch up on all of the shit from the weekend and whatnot, I'm dropping new performance dates every week. So I'm going to run through a couple of them and let you know where to check me out. Let me show you this real quick, and then we'll come back and run through them. You guys can see them a little better right here. Hold on one sec. So June 13th, this Saturday, as we've been talking about, you can catch me at the Spot in Nashua, New Hampshire with tonight's guest, M. The next day, June 14th, I'm going to be playing at Renaissance Park in Nashua, New Hampshire during the farmers market. I'm going to be playing from 11:45 to 1 at the outside stage, and it's free. There's going to be vendors, there's food trucks, there's all sorts of cool stuff happening. So show up. 11:45 is when I'm going to go on that day. June 19th, we just announced this one. June 19th, I'm going to be at the Felt Fanatic in Salem, Massachusetts as part of their One of One hip hop showcase. So big shout out to John Canada and Gritty City Records and the crew over there. We've been talking for months because I used to work in Salem and I used to have family that lived in Salem. So I kept being like, dude, let me get on one of these, and the dates just didn't align. So we finally found one that worked out. So I'm excited to go down there and check that out. July 3rd, I'm going to be on the Hazy Little stage at the Bank, New Hampshire Pavilion with the full band debut of my Keyholders live band. And we're going to be performing with Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz. So thank you, man. Truly ecstatic for that one. And then right after that, I got a week or two off. July 16th, I'm going to be at Star Bar in Brooklyn, New York. July 18th at Nirvana in Northampton, Massachusetts. And we've got a huge show July 19th that we're going to be announcing very soon. So every week, I'm going to make sure that the dates get out to you guys. Make sure you get on the email list. Go to hellhoundpublishing.com. Sign up for the email list. That is the best way to get updates on all of the shows, all of the merch, all of the new pod episodes. Everything goes to the email blast first. It goes out once a week, once every other week. So go to hellhoundpublishing.com after this, sign up for the email blast. And if you want to get, if you want to see all of my show dates, if you want to get tickets to shows, if you want to get merch, anything like that, head over to www.cody-pope.com. Here's a little bit about the website, and we'll be right back to chat it up.
Then I stopped too late. How could I be so selfish? Do this. Lost on in the state, take inventory of dead ends. I miss whom I keep memories of my dead friends. It's my soul on the record, like removing the mask. Brain connected, feel electric, intermeshing spacecrafts. Then I opened up and I looked again, saw the sound like it's the base of my friends. Lost some gems, I'm bound to lose some more. You got the prescription, you got me convicted. There's a lot you've been missing since I felt that's not to do something. It's got me crawling. Not perfect, not even close to alright.
think I've seen that too many times.
I know. I feel you.
I'm over here just jamming out.
I know, dude. I wish we're gonna start picturing when we play the ads, so you can see us just dancing in the background.
It's just funny because I know like what sequence it's going in, so it's like I'm following along to the music video because like I know what the video is gonna look like.
Right. So, man, the Jay and Silent Bob just took me out there. The banana hammock pause just got me for a sec. What was I saying? Oh, so there's been a lot on the books since
really
last week's episode. I know, for real. A lot of stuff has happened. So for both of us, we had Hellhound Film Club last week, which I know most of you in the chat haven't shown up to yet because I would see you there.
We would know.
This past week we watched Speed with Keanu Reeves. The new episode for that is going to be dropping tomorrow night, or if you're on Patreon you can already watch it. But yeah, Speed was a blast. We had so much fun, and Mike said tell him that's right. So, as we always leave on the bottom of here, join the Patreon for as little as $1 a month. You're going to get access to the entire Hellhound Publishing universe. All of our music releases, you're going to get them early. Podcast episodes, you're going to get them early. There's stuff on there that is exclusive and only on Patreon. You'll have access to all of that stuff. We've been on Patreon since 2018. So, the first dollar that you put in, boom, you get access to everything that we've done in Jesus Christ. In 2 years, that'll be 10 years. That's wild.
Right?
Holy shit.
Where'd the time go?
Yeah, there's shows on there that have never come out. There's stuff that we filmed exclusively for it. So shout out to Scott. What up, Scott? I hope you're doing well, bro. So Film Club was a blast. I'm excited for people to watch that one. It was definitely a different episode than we've had the last few weeks. I guess much like Cody Central, Film Club has become a show that's just a little bit different every time.
Every week. I'm gonna send a quick message out to somebody because I know they're watching. Can you bring my phone down to me, please?
Anybody that's out there hanging out in Danny's house, if you're in the chat and Danny's house, can you bring him his phone, please? So after Film Club, we both ended up going our own ways for the weekend because we both had a bunch of crazy stuff. I'm gonna run through my stuff only because mine wasn't as high profile as yours, but I had a good time nevertheless. Oh, I lost your audio. Did you turn off your mic again?
Yeah, I did. Absolutely.
Yeah, you did.
But real quick thing, y'all. I want to give a big shout out to all the new people that came out this Wednesday for Film Club. It's really great to see a lot of new faces that we had this week. It was really incredible to get different insights.
I think we were two seats away from being filled out.
Filled out. So it was a really great show out this Wednesday, and I do want to say that. I want the people that were there to understand that we greatly appreciate the ones that did turn out. And we are definitely looking forward to them turning out hopefully this week too. I'm excited for this episode. I have a feeling this will be another movie this week that a lot of people have not seen. So I'm really excited.
This week we're watching
boom, True Stories. Let's go.
And so chat, let me know if anybody in the chat has ever seen True Stories. I would be thrilled if anybody has. Hell yeah, shout out to everybody that's coming up. So, all right, Mike, perfect person. That shout out to the Healer. If you guys know the Healer music, Mike is not only a DJ, but he's also the owner and proprietor of The Spot, where we do Hellhound Film Club. Shit, what was I just going to ask? Oh.
That banana really tore you up, bro.
Yeah, it really did. Oh my God. So the movie we're watching this week is True Stories, and as you can see on the bottom there, it's a film by David Byrne. David Byrne is the frontman and vocalist for the iconic group Talking Heads. And so this is David from Talking Heads' directorial debut. If you've never seen it, the best way I can describe it is it's Talking Heads' version of Linklater's Slacker, which is the movie that also influenced Clerks. So it's like very much in a lineage of like Slacker, Clerks, True Stories. Like they all kind of fit a similar universe, if you will. But the reason that we're going to be watching that is because the podcast episode that we're recording after is the John Goodman Appreciation Hour, because when this episode comes out, it's the week of the iconic John Goodman's birthday. So come watch a movie you've never seen and then be on a podcast where we can talk about every movie. We're going to talk about Big Lebowski. We're going to talk about Flintstones. We're going to talk about Barton Fink. You name it, we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about arachnophobia.
How about the first movie of Film Club?
We're going to talk about Matinee.
Let's go.
We're going to talk about 10 Cloverfield Lane. We're going to go. We're going to
cover
a lot of
movies to talk about. We're a lot of movies to talk about. No doubt
John
about
Goodman
that.
is good. John Goodman is one of my favorite actors, and I just think that he is like one of the best people ever. And so I'm super. And True Stories is just a fun movie, anyways. So it's like even if the episode was just on this movie, I'd be stoked. But I'm even more stoked that it's a Goodman Appreciation Hour episode. So make sure you guys turn out for that. If you haven't been, every Wednesday we're at The Spot, 217 Main Street, 7 p.m. Movie starts at 8 p.m. Show up at 7, grab a drink from Mike or Laura, and get some popcorn and watch a movie with us.
Grab Kava from Mike and a mocktail from Laura.
Ooh, good call. Hell yeah. So we did. It was good, man. So obviously we did Film Club Wednesday, Thursday. I don't know what I did Thursday, honestly. Well, I was having a pretty tumultuous week last week, admittedly, and Friday honestly turned out to be like a super tumultuous day as well. And I won't get into it too much, but I had to drive like 4+ hours and fucking hope for the best kind of shit. But I got home that night.
We don't have to get deep. All I need is a yes or no. Did he show up?
I had to go there.
Okay.
But I dragged myself out of the house that night. So I got back that night like much later than I expected.
Okay.
And I had been saying for like weeks now that I was going to go to this show on Friday. So obviously hopefully you guys know that I have the new band. I keep saying new band. Technically the band's been around for over a year, but it's new in the sense that we're debuting our full lineup for the first time. We've never performed quite as a full band with the exception of an unplugged show that was poorly attended, unfortunately. So it's a really big deal to be doing this. We're premiering the band at the Lil Wayne show. So like all of this stuff culminating is a huge deal. But with that said, all of my bandmates are in other bands as well. And so I really have set out to make it a goal of mine to be supportive of all of my bandmates' other projects and try to like pull up to their shows when I'm not at a gig myself. And like shout out to Dane. Dane was one of the OG key holders. We went to he he plays in a band called Volley, and you guys have seen Volley on the show, so I don't need to tell you. When Volley had their record release, we tried to like get the homies together and pull up, and that was a blast. And so I want to do that for all of my bandmates' other bands. And two of my bandmates, you guys probably have seen them at some of the shows now, Axel and Fredo. Not only do they play in the Keyholders, but they play in a band called Dank Sinatra, and they also play in a band called Stone Shadows. And Stone Shadows was playing in Lowell, which if you guys are watching, I know, shout out to Jill who's watching from New York. Shout out to everybody if we got some local homies and whatnot. But if you're not from here, Lowell is basically like 20-30 minutes from here. And so Stone Shadows was playing at Thirsty First, and I got home basically like as their show was opening. And so I was like, it was like one of those things where I got on the couch and I like sat down and I like opened my phone to just like doom scroll. And then I saw the thing for the show and I was like, fuck. I was like, I've been saying that I was going to go to this, and you know, like what the hell? Like, so I told Nick, I was like, dude, I'm trying to go to this. You want to go with me? She was down. So we just hopped in the car and went. Cause I was like, if I hang out too long, I was like, I'm not going to get back up again. So we got in the car and we pulled over there, and they were literally just setting up on stage as we got there. So it was perfect timing. So was able to grab a couple drinks at the bar and then saw them perform. And that was the first time I got to see them live. Like I had heard the demos that they had recorded, but seeing them live, they were so good. And I know it's like, it sounds like I have to say that because I said that they're my bandmates, but like you guys know that a lot of you guys know that I'm too honest, one, yes. And two, my background before hip hop is heavy music, is punk, is hardcore, is metal, and all of that. And the best way I could describe Stone Shadows is it's a very like, I don't want to say Southern rock because that gives the wrong impression, but it's a Southern inspired like stoner band. I told them when I saw them, I would compare them to Down. I don't know if you know Down, but that's like the band that has Phil from Pantera and Kirk from Crowbar and shit. It's like this really cool melodic but super headbangy, and I'd never heard it with vocals, and so the singer was obviously there. Dude, their singer, what a set of vocal cords on this guy. Like he was like singing over them playing these like hard head banging riffs. He was like belting these, oh, yeah, oh, you know, I don't fucking know how to sing, but you know, dude, so good. It was one of those things where like I was gonna like fight the sound guy because he wasn't like giving them enough justice in certain areas, and like even with the sound guy not on their side, they played through it. Like they were so good.
There we go. You know the questions I'm gonna ask.
Ask me.
No, you answered it because I was gonna. You said they sounded great, like this, that. And I go, okay, they sounded great, but did they sound great?
Well, so I don't know if you've been to Thirsty First. It's a wicked small room, so it's like you don't have to like mic. It's all right. It's very, very small in the sense that like you wouldn't need to mic any of the instruments. You just need to make the vocals come through clear. And the vocals were clear, but they just didn't want to push it. Like I wanted the vocals to cut through more, and they would get drowned out by how heavy the band is. But you could hear faintly the vocals, and dude, it was just so impressive.
Band sounding good is one thing, but engineering sounding good is another thing. Like we've done enough shows together, we know this. Like, and we're not like I'm not afraid to be honest about that to people. I'm like, yo, you sounded great, but the engineering was bad.
Well, yeah, and they knew it too. But well, it wasn't even bad. It was really good. It just was too quiet. Like,
right.
And the next band like took it upon themselves to be like a wall of sound, almost like I think in spite of that. And then it was like, holy fuck, this is so loud. Like, but they were really dope too. But you know, if I'm saying it's loud, it's fucking loud.
Right.
So yeah, so I was really glad that I went to that show. That's
awesome.
I was so impressed. They were awesome. Saturday was kind of like, I think I just kind of was recovering from all the shit that had happened this week, and I just like was watching movies and like working on, you know, flyers and doing all the stuff for the band page and whatnot. And then Sunday I went to the farmers market. So I mean, I know you kind of know this, but for the audience, farmers market season has been like getting to be more and more of a big deal in Nashua every year. And this year it's happening in Renaissance Park. Shout out to anybody that has Cody Pope and Byron G's Renaissance Park EP that came out before all of this stuff was built, by the way. But so they tore down and rebuilt Renaissance Park, built like a live stage area, this big row for all the vendors and stuff. So this year's farmers market is like the best produced thing yet. And so every Sunday during the farmers market, they have 2 live music performances. The sets are like the same time. And so this past week, once again, Axel from the Keyholders, the other group that he plays in, I think I failed to mention this before, he plays in a duo called Who I Am and Thrax. Who I Am is a keyboard and a vocalist and keyboardist, and Axel plays the drums. And they do like glam pop, like crazy, like synthy, like 80s pop. And so they played the farmers market that I'm playing next weekend. So it was a cool opportunity to kind of like, I mean, I love watching them anyways, but seeing them in that environment and kind of like getting to see what it's going to look like for my show and like being outdoors. Farmers market has like great food, great drinks. Jaja Bell's is down there at the farmers market, so you can get like a smoothie and like I got this little jalapeno cheese roll up thing, and you can just, they have like, it's really dope, dude. They did like, you know, it's not perfect, but they did a really, really good job. The only thing they need to do now is get a permanent sound installation, because everybody has to bring their own sound. That's like the one tough thing. But
got to start somewhere first.
Yeah, they're going to be doing a Saturday night series too, and so they're going to start having bands like play free shows there on Saturday nights. I think when that starts happening, if it hasn't already, that's going to be like a huge thing where people will just be able to go out and like have, you know, walk downtown, have dinner and a drink, go see a band out by the water, take a walk and see all the, like, there's like all this wildlife that you like have access to, like feeding and seeing now. There's herons and ducks and all, it's just like super cool, like the way that the ecology has changed after doing all of this construction. You know, it could have been really bad. So so the week, yeah, so all in all, it was like a good weekend. It was one of those, it was weird to like not have a gig after having so many gigs the last like few weeks, but it was really nice to just be able to show up and like just pop into things. And I got to see 2 of my homies' bands. So yeah, all in all, it was a good weekend. But I will say, admittedly, there's another show that I really would have liked to have been headed to afterwards on Sunday, but it's sold out before I could scoop tickets. However, you got to go. And so you got to see motherfucking Wiz Khalifa in New Hampshire this weekend. I have so many questions. I know you had a show on Friday that you went to too, so I'll let you tell that first. But I just know that I have like 5 questions at least about the Wiz Khalifa show.
Oh, we can definitely talk about that. But Yo, big shout out to Dan Mack and New Hampshire Vinyl. Vintage Vinyl.
New Hampshire Vintage Vinyl.
Yep, out in Laconia. They had the Concert on Canal series. That's actually right here. Will
you hold that up to the cam a little bit?
Absolutely, brother.
Oh, hell yeah.
The event went off amazing. They had a really awesome cover band, Everway perform. They are also an original band.
Dude, Everway opened for Blink 182.
What?
Everway opened for Blink 182 at the same place that I'm playing with Lil Wayne.
No kidding. Holy shit. I did not know that information. They were amazing. They put on a hell of a... They were there. They performed for like 3 hours.
Holy shit. That's wild.
Yeah. They started performing. About 5 o'clock, people started showing up. 5:30, they were on stage. 7 o'clock, they took a half-hour break, and then they went back on and closed up at 9 o'clock. I mean...
Oh, so for preface, tell everybody too, this was outside, right? This was in this was in downtown Laconia on like a block
right on
off
Canal
street, right?
Yeah, right on Canal Street. It was absolutely amazing. And because Laconia in the area has gone social district, a bunch of like the bars came out and had like beer booths set up so you can get beers out there. There was a Laconia bakery was out there selling snacks, and Annie was out there doing was out there doing handmade wraps. So like if you wanted a chicken Caesar salad wrap, they would cut the romaine lettuce right there in front of you, mix it in a giant bowl, and roll you a wrap right in front of you. It wasn't like pre-made wraps. Oh, it was wild. It was I am so grateful and so blessed that I had the opportunity to be a part of this, and I'm super excited with the opportunity of moving forward with them and future opportunities and future adventures. Like,
so for anybody that doesn't know, you were there on assignment. So we played New Hampshire Vintage Vinyl a couple weeks back, and Danny met the owners there, and that's when they found out that Danny does photo and video on top of podcasting and everything else he does. And so Danny was there documenting the event for them to do like photos and recap stuff. So I'm excited that it turned out so cool. It sounds like it was fucking sick.
If I were to guess, I would say probably easily 150 people.
That's awesome.
Easily. And for being the very first one of the series, like this was just the start. Like, it's wild. The only crazy thing of the whole entire night was at exactly 9 p.m., you either had to be inside the bar with your drink or finished with your drink. Like, that was the only wild part. That was the only wild part. It was like at 8:59, it was like, all right, chug them down or head inside.
Yeah. That's interesting.
But besides that, it was a wild, like, it was a lot of fun. It was definitely a different type of assignment for me. Normally, like, I'm photographing a specific area, usually a stage, where this was more of documentation of everything.
Yeah, getting people, vendors, like encapsulating the whole event.
Yep. Like, I got this. I'm really proud of it though. But I got this really like great shot of like a group of kids playing, and this girl just like with a bubble gun, like blowing bubbles into the air all over these little kids. Like, it was, I don't know, it like just captured like the vibe, the feeling. Like it was like the perfect like Friday family thing to do.
That's awesome.
I mean, kids are out there like drawing on the street with sidewalk chalk, and they were all like, families were just like sitting on blankets in front of the stage watching them perform. And it was just Definitely a different vibe than most of the shows I go to. Because after I'm done with this one and I tell you about Saturday's show, it's the complete opposite.
Wait, what the hell was you went to a show Saturday too?
Yes, sir. I was actually in South Kingstown, Rhode Island on Saturday. I was at the Tetro Hydro Club.
Oh, that's that fucking suave ski smoking poke.
Yep,
smoking dope.
For the Suave Mob Most Blunted showcase.
Yeah, that sounded pretty sick. Tell me more about it.
Wild event. Absolutely Suave and all that crew just killed the event. They did a great job. The vendors were amazing. It's a great venue. It's actually a 420 friendly club.
Yeah.
So a lot of the vendors were 420 vendors. So you were getting deals. I got some treats for Wednesday.
Ooh, let's go. That's sick. That sounds like such a good time, dude. I totally forgot that was Saturday because, damn, that would have been fun to just go to, honestly.
And I mean, dude, it was really dope. Like a bunch of artists, performed, and there was a judging panel, that just were very harsh but very real to them, if that makes sense.
What was do you remember some of the critique that made you kind of ooh?
Oh, absolutely. Two cats got up there, they slayed it. Their stage presence was incredible. The bars and lyrics were awesome. The beats were incredible. They had the crowd rocking with them. That's everything you want when you're on stage. But they just, as the judge said, you guys look like you came off the street like bums to come here and rap. You just don't look like stars. You want to be a star, you want to be a star, you gotta look like a star.
Yeah. I'm a star. Oh, somebody lied.
But I mean, and I can understand him because he's part of the whole being a star is people want to be like you. So if you don't look like somebody that
even being a star, there's just something about having presentation as an artist. And we've been to a lot of shows recently, and it's I've seen people pull up in fucking sweatpants and shit, and stuff that I agree. It's just you don't look like you're here to be watched by an audience and photographed and recorded and whatever, you don't look like you're here to put on a show. You look like you got out of work and came over here after the fact. And so even though I'm not into the star building side of things, I do definitely understand that presentation is you got to have an identity, even if you're a jeans and t-shirt kind of person, right? You can do a lot of cool shit with jeans and t-shirt if you there's stuff that you can. Fucking Brian said videographed, new word added. I knew somebody was gonna get
I left it alone, and for all the shit you give me for the words I make up.
Hey, you know what? Let me tell you, dude. There's these YouTube videos that keep popping up in our feed because we obviously we watch mad YouTube on the home TV. There's these videos where this kid is he must be in high school or something, and he writes this thing on a cue card, and then he walks to all of his classmates and he films asking them. He's yo, can you read this cue card? And the way that these kids struggle to read one sentence it's horrifying, dude. And it's And it goes on to talk about how like teachers are fucking quitting because people's reading comprehension is so far behind and they're just getting passed in school because it's like
no child left behind.
Exactly, dude. You know what's up. That's what that's like been detrimental to actually helping people in the education system and like keeping them there as needed and shit. And so I don't know, man. And like as somebody who like my occupation is writing words and reciting words and all of that, it's like, man, if we lose that as a people, it's like even seeing those videos have made me realize like I'm not reading enough. Like I have all these fucking books, but they don't do any good if I'm not consuming them on a regular basis. And so I'm trying to change my routine a bit to where it's like, even if it's 15 minutes a day, I'm going to make sure that I read 15 minutes every single day. And then I'll build that up as my routine allows. But there's just something that like our comprehension for reading affects so many other things that we do in life, whether it's driving, fucking podcasting, fucking making music, whatever the case is. And I feel like now more than ever, like, damn, how do I like be part of trying to, I liked Ryan, dude, Ryan just made a wicked good point. I think this is, try to add a new word to your lexicon every week. That's the kind of stuff that I want to do, where it's like, I want to sharpen my sword so that when, and I don't even want to say younger people, because it could be anybody, because, it's like babies had babies, you know what I mean? So there's people who are parents and have kids in school and their parents didn't get proper education. And so they can't help their kids advance like that, Yeah, I don't know how that's a whole other thing.
That's why I've always said, like I am getting older in life and like I don't have kids at the moment, but I'm also in a way like okay with that because I don't want to get too old that where I'm starting to forget things and like I can't help. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sharp in many different areas in life, but at some point I'm going to start losing it eventually. And I just don't want to be in a position where I can't help, you know what I'm saying? Like teach or raise a child because I'm
yeah. And even just like the youth that we come into, people that are at shows, people that watch our podcasts or whatever, like, there's people that are in their 20s where it's like, man, think about what kind of people you and I were like in our 20s. We're lucky that we survived in a lot of ways. And
amen to that, brother.
So, I definitely fucking derailed us a bit, though. I would like to get to this fucking Wiz Khalifa show.
So Saturday was a great show. Had a great time. Came home, picked up some goodies, and Sunday, Wiz Khalifa.
Taylor
Gang. That was interesting. There ain't no doubt about that. It was
interesting is a choice word to describe this.
I will go definitely deeper into this because as you know, I go to many, many shows. I've been to many shows. I have now been on the other side of the railing. I've seen show setups, things like that. Few things that were a little interesting about this show. I have never been to a show with a teleprompter.
I will say Wayne uses one of those too. I see them in a lot of like people that play like arena shows and shit like that. I see them a lot of times built into their kind of setups. But
so at first when I saw the setup, I was a little confused. So I thought the man was just going to be standing out there like reading the screen. but the amount of dancing and jumping and spinning around, I don't even know how he saw the screen.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is like, I think that stuff is more of like a precaution, right? Because somebody like Wiz or Wayne, their catalog is huge. You know what I mean? It's like when you start having that many songs and you don't play them all the time, it's like sometimes you need like that refresher of like, how does this song start? Oh, there's the first line, boom, the verse comes to my head and goes. So it doesn't surprise me that he uses it, but it also doesn't surprise me that he doesn't rely on it either. Like, because I've seen Wiz, I think 4 times. I was like that's why I was like, I loved Wiz for a long time. So I was like, I've seen him in like different size venues and shit, and he's like a great performer, and he certainly did not have a teleprompter in the venues I saw him at, but watching a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, I do see it more and more.
Like Ryan said, it's a safety net. That's all I think it was. But at first I was like confused because like you said, like I said, you know me, I go to tons of shows and I've never seen one before. So it was just like, first it just confused me. Like, it was weird. But then like when he was like, I'm just saying, like when he was out there, he's like jumping and spinning around, doing karate kicks, spinning back kicks. Like, I'm like, he's not looking at this teleprompter. I mean, at one point he was like demon crawling on all fours across the stage and like jumps up and like start beating on his chest. I'm like, this dude's not looking at that screen, not one bit.
So let me ask you, was it him and DJ Bonix, or was it him with a band?
Both.
Oh, cool. Okay.
There was a live drummer, guitarist, keyboardist, and Bonix.
That's sick. Okay, hell yeah.
It was super sick, actually. It was super dope. Because you dude was just wailing on the guitar, drummer just going crazy, and they were just having a blast, dude. And obviously, as you know, last night the weather wasn't very nice, and it was downpouring most of the night in Hampton.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that.
And
so you guys were just getting drenched,
dude. People were out there soaked, just wilding out, bro. Like, I was watching people in the middle, and I know you're going to ask this question, so the answer is yeah, we were smoking, bro.
That was like, literally that was the first question I had written down.
I know, and that's why I'm answering it right now. Yeah, people were smoking. You know, people in the middle of the rain were like breaking it down and rolling them up and like using the rain instead of licking it to seal it.
Yeah, and security was just like letting people live.
Oh, we were handing it to security. We were giving it to them.
I love that. Because it's like, dude, because I don't know if you heard, but Wiz just got like a warrant out for his arrest in Romania for like smoking weed at a show, and like if he like ever goes back to Romania, they're gonna like sentence him to a jail sentence. And it's like, dude, why would you invite Wiz Khalifa somewhere and then tell him not to smoke weed? Like,
correct.
That seems like the most ludicrous thing, but it seems like it happens still, even after all these years. So I wasn't sure if that venue was prepared or not.
Oh, they were definitely prepared. I mean, like, they're like his staff. Like, I mean, I could tell like who's a part of his staffing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like they're like legitimately sitting down, like running computers and doing lighting and stuff for him, and they're just sitting there just chiefing on massive fucking blunts and joints. And then literally like somebody in the crowd would just be like, oh, like jokingly, you know what I'm saying? And they just turn around like, thank you. Just start smoking on it and then hand it back. Like,
that's fucking awesome.
I mean, there was like people like standing like up in the front area, just like looking like, you know, the look like I got something to smoke, but I ain't got a lighter. You know that look. And you just see people in the front row just reaching in their pocket trying to hand them a lighter. So I mean, but oh yeah, the smoking was no doubt. But the best part of the whole night though for me was I ate 200 of those hippie calories before I went in, and I was having a great show. We went there early. We had dinner before we headed up to the show, and we saw coming out of the tour bus a guy with a bunch of garbage bags full of these blow-ups.
That's sick.
And I was like, yo, they're either for sale or he's going to throw them out on stage.
Yeah.
And get over there. We get in, and we're right by the railing. And we see the garbage bags, so we know that he's going to be throwing them out at some point. And the last song he did was We Dem Boys. And he just starts chucking them out on the end of the crowd with his boys. And sure as shit, I was like, God damn, we hit the wrong side. They didn't throw a single one out onto our side.
Oh.
The very last one on the stage was in Wiz's hand, and my friend Jess got the picture of it in his hand. He walks over, whips it out to our direction, and like a goddamn ninja, I snatched that bitch mid-air out of sky. Like, so fast, dude. It was... All I know is I snatched it out of the hair.
Jumps.
One-handed, dude. One-handed. Wow! Into my chest, and I had my arms around that bitch just hugging it. I'm like, you're going to fight me for this. If you want this out of my hands, you're gonna... And then, of course, I wasn't even like, because I was feeling good. I looked at my friend, and I was like, did Wiz just throw that? And she's like, yes. I was like, oh, nobody's getting this now. Nobody's getting this out of my hands. I'm like, that is the core for the podcast now.
Dude,
nothing's getting.
That is the craziest thing you could have got me. I'm so excited.
Jess had to buy one. She didn't even get it from me. So but yep, that was in his hand, and when he threw it out, and it's funny because the girl that was standing by me was like, damn, I didn't even have a chance for that, how fast he snatched that out of the sky. It happened so fast, I don't even remember it happening. That's how fast it happened.
Man, that's fucking wild.
I mean, it was just like wham, down into my chest, tucked it in, and just held on to it like I had just picked up the fumble to win the Super Bowl. And I have to say, last night, I'm super blessed. Some of the songs I got to hear last night, I was really happy with. It was a really great set list.
What do you remember like some of like do you know like how are you tapped into his catalog like that in terms of like the different albums, or
I took a picture of the set list.
Oh shit.
And that's why I asked earlier if somebody was watching if they could bring my phone down, please, because it's upstairs charging. So that way I could actually read you the entire set list or share it with you on screen if I had my phone.
God damn it.
You know, we're part of the creative media team. Not doing very well right now.
Yeah, you have to put an ad up on Indeed, I think.
I know. I'm going to need to put an ad up on Indeed now. But, yeah, dude. So, let me see if I can try to jump this off. no doubt, Black and Yellow was played for sure, for sure. The Thrill was played. Lead Them Boys. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm not gonna remember this. And it was with Charlie Puth. Holy shit.
Oh, the Fast and Furious.
The
joint?
Fast and the Furious. Yes, he did the Fast and Furious song. I can't believe I can't remember it. Jesus.
Yeah.
But being a car guy and the whole 9 yards, and Paul Walker fan and all that, so that was more of a nostalgic, like heartstring touched moment for other reasons, if that makes sense.
No, I feel that. Did he do do you remember if he did any like Kush and OJ stuff?
Oh, creative team finally got the message.
Heard you were putting an ad out on Indeed and pulled up all of a sudden.
Yeah, so all of a sudden she thought she was getting fired, and fucking that changed real quick, huh? All right. We got California, Memorize, No Sleep.
Oh, Mesmerized, dude. That's dope.
Black and Yellow, Your Friends, The Thrill, Payphone, Taylor Gang, On My Level,
okay,
5 Star,
okay,
Hopeless, Or Nah, 23, See You Again, We Them Boys, and YWF.
Okay, that's not bad. This doesn't quite fulfill all the nostalgia that I need, but I bet you being there in the moment those are probably like his like hyphy fucking live show songs. So I feel that.
I will. That is one thing I won't say that there was not at that show was energy. That man had energy for days.
Right?
Days. I left there tired. I needed a nap after watching him perform.
I can fucking imagine, dude.
But I mean, it was definitely a great show. Like he put some energy on. There was a cat that opened up for him, Sean Ski. I'd seen him perform once before at Bernie's. He opened for another artist that I went and saw there, and he put on a fucking great opening set and fucking a lot of energy. But the whole night was like, I was really shocked because like I really thought the weather might have affected, but that place was packed top to bottom, like front to back. That place was wilding out. Like,
that's dope.
And I was really surprised. Like I said, like for a Sunday night show, like I was wasn't really sure what to expect, but no doubt about it, that place was sold out.
That's fucking wild. Well, I'm glad it was such a good time.
Yeah, it was a great time. I will definitely. Oh, thank you, Ryan. That's what it was. Young, Wild, and Free. I was like, YWF. What the fuck song was that again? No, I would definitely see him again. No doubt about it.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
I would definitely see him again because I was trying to get these signed, but they're the Khalifa Kush cases.
Oh, like is that like a Doob Tube or whatever?
Yeah, for the pre-rolls.
That's sick.
So I was like, yo, if I can get a chance to get that signed, that'd be like the ultimate memorabilia. But
I know that would be wicked good.
But to be honest, if I could have gotten something signed last night, I would have gotten this signed.
Yeah, for sure.
Considering he threw it out and I caught it, yeah, I would have gotten that signed out of anything for sure.
Yeah. Oh, man. That sounds like it was such a blast, dude. I'm glad that it fucking turned out awesome.
Oh, yeah, definitely was a great show. Like I said, it was cold, it was rainy last night, so I thought it was going to be a little of a bummer, but we got there early enough. We got like that little side area at Bernie's where it's underneath the awning still, so I didn't get rained on at all. Just chilled. Wiz actually walked out right beside us to go to stage, so, and then exit right by us, so it was kind of like almost like the perfect spot to be.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm glad. That's sick. I honestly, so you know what's funny is like I've been to Wally's mad times and like all those other places, but I don't think I've ever been to Bernie's.
Bernie's is an interesting venue, performance wise, and as a like a concert goer. That open deck experience is interesting. It's definitely different. It's unique. Also, Bernie's is a little bigger than Wally's, so you can get more people in it.
Right, for sure. Well, my other co-host just decided to come in here and take a dump, so I guess that's a sign that that we're hitting our time marker.
So somebody tried to say they were gonna beat me up for my inflatable.
Yeah, I'm saying.
How dare you?
You should have.
She probably will now that she's getting fired from her position.
Oh my gosh. All right, guys, man, this has been a blast.
Yeah, no doubt, bro.
I love you guys all so much. If you guys haven't, there are now officially key holders Instagram and Facebook pages. If you guys would please go and follow those accordingly. Like I said, we're debuting the full band for the first time on July 3rd at the Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz show, but we're really hoping to get more shows where we just play as a band. We can play for 30 minutes. We can play for 3 hours. We have all sorts of stuff in our arsenal, and we're trying to really show everybody what we can do. And so keep tabs on the band, please. Make sure you guys are liking the Key Holders band wherever you see it. We're going to have a cool little micro doc coming out on YouTube probably right before the Lil Wayne show. And yeah, make sure Key Holders, I got rehearsal tomorrow. That's what was making me think about that. So make sure you guys are following Key Holders on all social media platforms. This Wednesday, we're going to be live at the Spot for another installment of Hellhound Film Club, where we're going to be watching the one and only True Stories, starring the beautiful, iconic John Goodman and directed by Talking Heads' own iconic David Byrne. So come on down to free movie night every Wednesday at the Spot. Doors open at 7 o'clock. We start the movie around 8 o'clock. Free popcorn with every drink purchase from the Spot. And right after the movie, we record the podcast, and we would love to have you on it. Last week's episode, Speed, is going to be coming out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Or if you join our Patreon for as little as $1 a month, you can go watch it right now, because patrons get all of our podcast episodes early. And yeah, man, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. As we mentioned, the show is this one is going to be slowing down a little bit this summer as we have all these different shows coming up and other opportunities coming up and whatnot. So we'll make an official announcement soon, but just be prepared for a little bit of a summer break. Make sure you guys are on the Hellhound Publishing email list. That is the best place to stay in touch with us. Just go to hellhoundpublishing.com. right up there on the top. You can see the little bar. There's a little sign up thing. Just put your email address and click sign up. It's that easy. Every week, almost every week, sometimes every other week, we send out an email blast. You'll find out what's going on with all the music stuff. You'll find out what's going on with all the podcasts. You'll find out if there's any events coming up in your area and all sorts of stuff. So stay tapped into that. Please hit the mailing list. Consider joining the Patreon. Get early access to everything. And yeah, this has been a great night, guys. I love you guys all so much. Danny, any final words before we send it?
Come hang out with us.
You heard the man. Come hang out with us Wednesday night at the Spot for Hellhound Film Club. Watch both of our podcasts. Make sure you're subscribed to Hellhound Film Club on YouTube if you're not already. And go watch all the old episodes and leave comments on them so other people will find them. And
don't care what you're doing on Saturday. You're going to skip it, and you're going to be at the Spot for M. and Cody Pope.
Yep. And then Sunday, come on down to Renaissance Park and see me do an hour set for free outdoors. The beautiful weather, great vendors. It's going to be an awesome, family-friendly, cool event. I've got a really special set planned of songs that I haven't played in a long time. And so come out this weekend, have a blast with us. Wednesday, Hellhound Film Club. Saturday, M. and Cody Pope at the Spot. And then Sunday, Cody Pope at Renaissance Park. Mike just said it best. If you haven't been yet, you're missing out. You can have fun any night of the week at the Spot. That's right. And on that note, we love you guys. Thank you for tuning in to another installment of Cody Central and Hellhound Till We Underground.
Cody Central is written and produced by Cody Pope for Hellhound Publishing. If you'd like to sponsor the program and have your brand, podcast, or service featured, learn more about that today at www.hellhoundpublishing.com/Cody-Central. Additional ways to support the program include purchasing music, joining our Patreon for exclusive content, or simply donating at any of the links available in the QR codes above.
I certainly feel sorry for you.